Alright, so I had a mishap with my thing, so you're getting a part 2 here to the videos because I haven't figured out how to edit yet. If someone wants to jump in and teach me how to do that, I am more than willing to learn or pay somebody to do it because I really don't want to do it myself. I have a lot of other stuff on my plate, so I would love to have my business grow to the point where I could hire people to do all the things that I know that needs to get done. Um, but I just don't have the time and expertise to do it myself. And I am a person who likes to do a lot on my own and by myself. And I'm very independent and I like to figure things out and go that way. So my phone, I push the button when I don't think I had put a second coat on here yet, and then I put a second coat on, didn't think I'd be making another video, so I just did another coat of orange over top of it, which made the brown kind of disappear a little bit, and then I put a little white on top, just like I put a little white in through here. I ended up putting a little more white into my steam over here, but I also had orange on my brush, so now it's kind of orange. I'm like, well, I guess it's fine, because, pumpkin, whatever, right? I think I want to put some sunflowers in the back of my pickup truck, but then again, I don't want to ruin it. So it's like, okay, do I like it or do I want to do more? I also like the idea of having some things going on in the background back there, either a cornfield or some trees or something. I like the idea of having something back there, but again, I don't necessarily think I want to do too much more to it because that would have been done before I did the stuff, and yeah, it becomes more of a hassle. So I'll be back as soon as I get some yellow paint. Okay, I'm back. I have grabbed my yellow, which is just bright yellow, and a Christmas tree green because I realized I didn't have a green over here. And while I do have blue, and I could mix blue and yellow together to get a green, I wanted to have a truer green on my plate. So I'm going to jump right in here, and I'm going to put some yellow on my plate. I don't need a lot because I'm not going to do too much. I'm going to give my orange here a squirt on the plate, and I'm going to do a dark brown again. Again, I don't need a lot. Those are going to be my sunflower blossoms, and this is going to be unrealistic, right? I'm not going to go the size of a sunflower. I'm going to go bigger. Go big or go home. So they're going to look like giant sunflowers, kind of like our giant pumpkin over here. So again, we're not really going for realism. This is just kind of made up what's in my head and what I feel like it needs. I'm going to start with my center dot first. I'm going to put one big sunflower here. And I'm going to put another one maybe bigger up there. And I'll have another sunflower there. And maybe like a part of a sunflower sneaking out of the back of the truck right there. So I'm going to fill those circles in. I'm going to have to go over the circles more than once, so I'm just going to give them a quick fill in right now. And we'll show you how to make those a little bit more realistic or kind of fun as we put on the last coat of that brown that has to go there. But pretty warm outside here today. It's windy because I have a fan. It's not windy in my studio, only windy because I have a fan. I don't like, for sunflowers, this bright yellow. I don't know why, I just don't. I like it a little bit more orangey yellow. So I'm going to take some of this yellow and kind of move it over this way. I'm going to come into my orange and I'm going to mix up kind of an orangey yellow here in the middle. So I have kind of 3 colors of petals that I can go with for right now. I could always make up more, but I kind of like that color right there. And again, since they're all basically kind of a warm color, they are going to pop. I don't want all my flowers sticking up like perfect sunflowers. Sunflowers will kind of curl towards the seeds. So I might just kind of do something like this, where this one looks like it's being bent over. And then I'm going to go into my orange, and maybe I'll put another one that's kind of behind that, just kind of standing up back here. Go into my yellow. Some of these guys overlapping and going in all crazy wonky directions. And then I might go up with this one again. Kind of like some of them up, some of them down. I'll kind of change my mind as we go. I'll add some more in there too. I've got some background ones, so they're going to overlap the other flowers. They're just big, silly, unrealistic, but we're having fun with them. A bright yellow one. This one's kind of curling in again. Alright. This one suddenly got pushed behind, but I think I'm going to bring it forward. These are just going to be the big colored leaves in the background. I'm going to have this one hanging over, but it's going to be skinnier. And I know right now it's very hard to tell what flower's what, and it really doesn't matter. Made it bigger than I wanted. Okay, so now we're going to go over here. There's really weird shapes, really, doesn't make any sense right now, and that's okay. Big, large, and in charge. These guys will be sticking out this way. Maybe he's a bit smaller. Smaller leaves. And one kind of peeking out there. And maybe have a little green going in the background, so I'm going to grab some of the green. And paint in between some of those. We're going to have some green leaves that probably pop off the page too. Like that. I honestly don't know what sunflower leaves really look like, because I guess I don't really pay attention. But I have little leaves here and there kind of poking out. this one's kind of curving down. Alright. So now before I can do more to it, it has to dry. So I'm going to go ahead and stick some more of that brown in here in areas that I don't want. This time when I'm doing it, I'm kind of like pouncing my brush around the outside there, so they kind of look more like seeds. And I can do that with orange as well. Highlight in there. These leaves might be starting to turn brown a little bit. Alright, we have to hit that with the hair dryer, and I will be right back. Alright, so it's dry. I'm going to go in with my finer detail brush. I think it's cleaned off. Yep. And I'm going to do some of these petals, small ones in front of my other petals. And again, the ones that are in front are going to look a little bit more yellow, bright, than the ones that are behind. Kind of going every other one of that darker color. And again, they're kind of going in fun different directions sometimes. Trying to paint that one back in there. Alright. Trying to define some of my petals again. Like I said, add some more in front of some of these other ones. They can be big, some of them will be small. We could grab some of the red too and make some of these really bright to stand out. To separate the petals more for you. But something I like to do a lot with my paintings that are kind of just fun and whimsical like this is once they're dry, hit them with a black Sharpie marker and kind of outline things that way. one thing I do know about sunflowers is the petals can be really wonky sometimes. So if they're going in weird directions, don't worry about it. Just let it happen. Let them be wonky. Again, you might want some shorter ones. I think I want some white, so I'm going to steal them from my other plate over here. And this will lighten up some of those other petals as well. This is pretty used up, so we'll see if I can get any more on it or not. I don't know why I just put that line there. I'm going to go ahead and make that brown again. Alright. I don't know if you consider them sunflowers or not, but I think they're pretty and they're fun, so I'm going to add some green into my sunflower area, the brown. I don't know if they ever are, but I know I've done it before and it looks really pretty, so and again, trying to get some of that shadow highlights, just different areas back there. It's almost too green in that one, but it is what it is. Alright, I had some fun with that. I got my pumpkin over here. Maybe we'll put a couple of pumpkins back there. I don't know. I think that's where I'm going to end for today. Like I said, sometimes you just realize that you're done. You just have to be done for now. Another idea might strike me later. I might do something different at another time. This is kind of a lot. That would look really pretty over here as like a flower bouquet type thing too as well. You know, anything, I think I'm going to outline it all with Sharpie marker and it'll just make it pop even more. I kind of wish there was something more in the background, but I also want to keep it simple. But I kind of do, you know, simple, difficult, blah, 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 all in one sometimes. So, again, just have a little fun with it. Do with it whatever you want to do. This is going to be, sorry, some shadowy areas underneath my leaves, right, because, you know, they'll be casting a big shadow. So, anywho, we're finished. I do want to show you what it looks like when I remove the tape. If it's been on there for a long time, like let's say you started it and you didn't come back to it for days later or whatever, because you didn't want to make a mess, you don't have a hairdryer or whatever, great. But you do want to have some sort of heat source where you can like heat this up in that case, because otherwise it'll stick and tear your paper. So I'm going to start by removing this, and if it starts tearing my paper, and it really just on there today, so it shouldn't, but if it starts tearing my paper, which it did a little bit there, I'm going to hit it with my hair dryer to heat up the glue. The other thing is take it slow and don't try to pull your tape way up here. Keep it low, and that'll help with the tearing as well, to prevent the tearing. So by having the tape and paper, it's nice because you get this nice little built-in frame, right, or border around your painting, and it just makes it look more finished. And the image that I post on YouTube for this painting is going to be this image, but it'll probably be after I outline it in black, so you can decide whether or not you want to stop before you outline or you want to outline. Now I use black Sharpie markers to outline, but you have to make sure your paint is 100% dry, so give it a day or two and then you can go ahead and outline. Oops, see right here, it's tearing my tape, or my paper rather. Oh no! I'll touch that up with some paint before I'm done too. So if something like that happens, you know, because we had such a colorful background, we're not going to match it perfectly. But you can kind of go back in with some of the paint and touch it up if you need to. Now I'm forever going to see where that is, but you know, eventually my eye will forget that it's there. And so will yours. And then have your child sign theirs, and you can sign yours, and it can be on the back if you want. But put the date on there with there. So if you're doing it as a spouse, as a couple's, you know, date night thing or whatever, put your names on them. I always sign them on the front, again, with my first initial, my first name, and then my last name. And I use my maiden name because that's how I've always painted everything, which is the first half of my name. So it'll be J person, but again, since there's two people painting, you put yours here, they put theirs there, really small, not too noticeable. You can just do your last name, you can put just your initials on there. And then on the back with a pen or a pencil, I suggest a pen, not one that bleeds through, so don't use your Sharpie marker. Write the date on there so you can remember. If you really want to, you could pretend like this is a print, and you can put a title here. You can put your name here, and you can put the date over here, and kind of do it as that. Like if this was truly a print, so you'd have your title here, your name over here, and right here it tells you how many prints it is. So this is 1 out of 100 prints, or 3 out of 100, or 99 out of 100. It'll be written in that in pencil. But as a painting, not a print. Just a little bonus tip for you if you ever get into printmaking. And then I'll probably touch up this area over here that bled underneath my tape, and just with a little bit of white paint. And that's it. That's the end of it. That's easy peasy. You can use markers that are more suited to the colors if you want it to be less noticeable. So you can outline with like an orange marker or a red marker in some of the orangey areas to make it look a little brighter, without going like black outline. The black outline is fun because then it also kind of flattens it a little, so it's like it's that play. It's like, oh, it's like popping off the page a little bit, but no, we're pushing it back down by outlining it in black. Sometimes I've done both, especially when it comes around to sunflowers. I like to use orange, red, and black on them. Sometimes green through here, just so it's not so like just black outline every leaf. And I don't usually outline every leaf anyway. Sometimes I just do a part, like I kind of have just a little bit of this white here. So yeah, you'll see if I outline it in the picture that I post before the video. So that's all I got for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the image, and I hope you enjoyed painting along with me. I'd love to say I'll put the image in the comments or on a link or whatever, but yeah, I guess I haven't figured out how to do that either, because I tried the other day. I thought I did it before, but I tried the other day and it wouldn't allow me to. So Again, the wagon can be whatever you want. It doesn't have to be a, you know, big old latte cup. It would be fun too if it's wrote like pumpkin spice or for all you pumpkin spice drinkers. I'm not. I like apples. But this is fun. So have a great day, and I hope you continue to paint.